Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Reacts. Today we're checking out a brand new death battle, Hercules vs Sun Wukong, aka the Monkey King from Journey to the West. Let's hop in and see just which one of these mythical titans can truly be the strongest. This will be an interesting one.
Hercules, the god of strength.
Sun Wukong, the Monkey King.
Myth has many heroes, but few overcome their past to become legendary.
And maybe inspire some
this is
comics
gonna
and
be
anime to
good.
boot. He's Wes and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor,
armor,
and skills to find out who will win
a death battle.
He's the man, the myth, the legend.
The
He's
demigod.
Hercules.
Stories of Hercules exist in many iterations, but we'll examine the earliest known accounts, the legend of Heracles.
Oh,
No
yeah, that's
Disney
right. His
zero to
original
hero,
name.
just the classic Greek myth. And like most ancient Greek stories, it began with Zeus being a total creep.
The god of
Yeah.
thunder did
Don't
his
know what's with
thing
Zeus.
with a princess by disguising himself as her husband,
Oh, what the hell, man.
and thus a demigod
Yep.
was born, who
And
was
that's how it
named
happened.
Alcaeus.
But Hera was pretty pissed Zeus had cheated on her yet again.
down the
So
snake.
Alcaeus' human parents renamed him in her honor. Yep, Heracles means glory
Oh.
to Hera. Too bad she had already made up
so
her
that's
mind
what it
though,
means.
and that kid was gonna pay.
The child would need some way to survive Hera's wrath, so
Send
the
down
goddess
the
of
snake.
heroes carried out a plan that was, frankly, insane. Athena tricked
Yeah.
Hera into nursing the baby Heracles, and her
what?
milk gave him supernatural strength unbound, even
Oh.
beyond many of the gods
Huh.
themselves.
So strong
They
that
didn't
he
know
hurt
that.
her and caused her to spray milk all over the place like a boob sprinkler,
Oh,
which in turn
no.
created the galaxy. Yep, that's why
What
we
the-
call it the Milky Way. Oh god, I'm never eating one of those candy bars again.
That is
With his
terrible.
godlike
That is
power,
terrible.
Heracles
Why?
became a fierce warrior trained by the finest instructors in all of Greece. Unfortunately, he wasn't without problems. While he was a
mean, no
natural
one
at
will
boxing, wrestling, fencing, and so much more, he struggled in the arts.
He even had a fit and accidentally
Really?
killed his music teacher.
Little did
Ooh.
Heracles know this was a sign of the tragedy to come. Many years later, as his name began to be synonymous with the term hero, he murdered his wife, Princess Megara, and their
Oh,
sons.
no.
Yeah, Hera had magically driven him into a kill frenzy rage, but that didn't excuse it for Herc. His guilt was there.
Oh,
Desperate to
that's
atone, he
terrible.
sought guidance from the Oracle of Delphi and learned his path to redemption. He
Ooh.
would submit himself to King Eurystheus and perform for him 10 grueling labors.
The guy was a
Wait, I thought it
D-bag,
was
but
the
Herc
12
did what he had
labels.
to, and through his struggles, built a killer arsenal.
For his first labor, he was tasked with slaying a lion whose hide could not be pierced by
the
any blade.
Numian
So
lion, I
Herc just
believe.
beat the lion to death with his bare hands, and took the pelt as armor for
Nice.
himself.
He defeated a flock of metal, man-eating birds with cortalas so loud no living
Nice.
thing could bear the noise. He battled a multi-headed hydra, cauterizing its necks after each decapitation so the
that's-
heads would
that's
not
the
grow
only
back.
way you've
A lot
actually
of
stopped
sliced
him,
off heads meant a
surprisingly.
lot of blood spilled, and Hydra blood is extra poisonous.
Yeah,
Even
it is.
God's spirit. So Herc dipped his arrows in the stuff for later use, like when he used them to take out centaurs, titans, and even the sun.
Sort
wait,
of. The
what?
details of the myth differ, but in some versions, Heracles was so fed up with the desert heat, he fired an arrow at the sun, the physical embodiment of the
Okay.
god Helios.
I guess that's
This is
one way to
interesting.
cool off. Take that, global warming.
To reach the sun, his arrow would have to fly 90 times faster than light. The maximum
This
draw weight of a
is-
typical recurve bow is about
this is
40
kind of
pounds,
cool.
shooting an arrow 300
I didn't
feet
know
per
a lot of
second.
this.
Shooting one faster than light would require strength incomprehensible to mortals such as us.
Anyway, Herc completed his labors, but the king was a sore loser and axed 2 of them for cheating. Because Herc was a lot more clever than he
That's why
expected.
it became
Heracles
the 12
received 2 more
labels.
tasks, one of which required he retrieve the golden apples of Hesperides, which ironically
Okay.
originally belonged to Hera. As part
Oh,
of his
well, look at
plan,
that.
Heracles would temporarily take on the role of the Titan Atlas as bearer of the heavens.
That sounds exhausting.
More than you think, dummy. While modern art often portrays Atlas carrying a globe, the Greeks perceived his burden as a celestial sphere.
As
This would mean
holding
Heracles
the
supported the weight
galaxy
of not just the
itself.
Earth, but the whole universe.
Like, I'm holding up this entire show.
The common view of the time was that the universe was endless. Even chaos, the primordial origin of everything, was boundless. Meaning, Hercules held up the weight of conceptual infinity.
Luckily, Herc's got one hell of a drive to persevere and to make amends. Like when he met King Admetus, he got to party it up and was too drunk to realize the king was in a really bad state because his wife had just died.
Reminds me of someone.
Can't imagine who. Well, Herc felt bad, so he decided to make it up to his bro by literally beating up the god of
We're back.
until he returned Admetus' wife, and that's true best friend material.
I remember that story.
Heracles frequently surprised others with his wit, particularly with finding solutions hidden in plain sight.
Cool.
For example, when he wrestled Antaeus, a giant who was invincible so long as his feet were on the ground, Heracles simply picked him up and strangled him in the air.
Even giants and the god of death
kind of
couldn't end his
interesting.
story. Instead, he was tricked into putting on a shirt covered in that Hydra blood, and it totally screwed him up. What a BS way to go.
Yet also a testament to how a contest of power could not defeat him. Racked with unbearable pain and burning at a pyre, Heracles called to the deities who had watched his story unfold. And so, as his mortal form returned to ash, Heracles ascended to Mount Olympus.
Where he was welcomed as the god of strength. Even Hera lightened up.
His life may have been one of strife and struggle, but on that day, all the world was left in awe of the legend of Heracles.
Nice. Okay, I actually didn't know a lot of that, so that's actually really cool to learn
There
all
once
that.
was a mighty monkey warrior, born of a mystic stone from the energy of the sun and moon. Upon birth, he graciously bowed to the cardinal directions and
shot lasers from his eyes.
What
Strap
the
in,
hell?
folks. This one's a doozy.
This monkey soon befriended a band of other primates and rather narcissistically named himself their handsome monkey king.
But after a few centuries of monkeying about, he got a taste of the dreaded midlife crisis.
You see, the Monkey King was fierce and brave, yet he feared death. So he ventured to new lands in search of immortality.
Turns out he'd find a lot of it.
Training under the Taoist master Puti, he earned his first method of immortality and a new name. He would be the Monkey Awakened to the Void.
Wait, that's right. Wait, he becomes immortal like 7 times over. Like, why? Immortal. It's like 7 times. He just becomes unkillable. I don't understand why.
Spoken as Sun Wukong.
He also learned a bunch of magic. He can ride clouds, make thousands of clones, heal from fatal wounds like decapitation, and transform into basically anything. A bird, some vapor, a pitchfork, even an incredible fighting temple.
With his famous cloud somersault, he could traverse the world at incredibly high speed. At first, a single somersault could carry him 108,000 li. Li being a traditional Chinese unit equal to about 500 meters, making one somersault move 54,000 kilometers per second. Fast enough to circle the entire Earth in one leap.
And he'd only get faster from there. Monkey would do whatever it took to prove he was the best of the best.
When fighting the mighty deity Prince Nocha, his foe transformed into a more powerful visage with 3 heads and 6 arms.
But Sun was like, hey, I can do that too, and then did just that.
Sun Wukong eventually returned to his simian subjects, and with his newfound power, amassed a veritable army. However, he felt no weapon in their arsenal suited him.
So he barged into the Dragon King's palace and demanded he hand over a weapon worthy of a king who could match the power of heaven. Yeah, Sun was pretty full of himself,
and so
but he wound up taking a pillar
extent.
originally designed to measure the depths of the ocean.
What seemed like a worthless rod to the Dragon King was actually the perfect weapon for Wukong. Weighing nearly 8 tons, the Rui Jingu Bang can change size at his whim. It can shrink to the size of a needle or grow long enough to pierce the heavens.
See? The same heavens that got pretty mad with Sun after he crossed his name out of the Ledger of Death, making himself double immortal. Wait, how does that work?
And even more mad when he demanded to be formally acknowledged as the Great Sage equal to heaven.
Okay, we've got a headstrong goofball who quickly masters new powers and wants a fancy title. This is just shown in anime.
Now, the Monkey King may have lashed out, but it was because when he requested a place in heaven, a place he truly believed he deserved, the Jade Emperor's court reduced him to a stable boy.
Beneath all his antics, what Sun wanted most was to prove himself.
Even with all the shenanigans, the Jade Emperor remained cautious and willing to placate Wukong.
By making him the watchdog of the Garden of Immortal Peaches. He totally ate
And
that
so
shit,
he
didn't
ate
he,
one.
Wiz?
Oh yeah, Wukong got hammered, ate most of the peaches, ran around the Jade Palace in a fit, and found 5 gourds of immortality pills, which he promptly swallowed.
Look at this.
All of them.
Okay, so that makes how many layers of immortality now?
I'd say a few hundred, thousand,
hundred.
if you count
Why?
each individual peach and pill. When he sobered up, he knew he was in serious trouble.
Oh,
so
boy.
naturally, he prepared for war.
Wow, that escalated quickly. What are they
Damn.
gonna do? Kill him? So the Monkey King proved
How are
too
they
strong
gonna
for
kill
heaven.
him? He is
battled
immortal
all their
100
best fighters
times
and even
over.
matched Erlong Shan blow for blow in an epic battle of transformations. He's that guy with the third eye.
And
Fish.
heaven's greatest holy warrior. Yet no matter Erlong's form, Wukong always had a counter.
Neat.
Until Lao Zi threw in a convenient plot MacGuffin that
Oh, there
captured
it
the
is.
monkey. But even with Wukong in chains, heaven had a problem.
He just wouldn't die. Lightning, fire,
literally.
even Lao-Zi's de-immortalizing furnace just made the monkey stronger.
Wait,
now,
what?
Wukong is not
De-immortalizing
invincible.
furnace.
He has been hurt by the scorpion demoness's poison,
Man,
which
this
could
is
even
crazy.
harm the Buddha, an awakened divine being liberated from the cycle of life and death entirely. Now tell me, how painful is that?
Pain is all in the mind, and I am absent of mind. Oh God! Oh no!
There
I'm
it is.
strong.
There
It's
it
bad.
is.
It's really, really, really bad. Oh God! Make it stop! But even
I was about to ask, how drunk are you, Boomstick, to not feel any of that? But no, he wasn't drunk. He wasn't just feeling it.
after all that, Sun had one more challenger to contend with. The Buddha himself.
Buddha
Whoa.
approached Wukong with a contest.
Okay,
Leap
now
out of
this
his
is
hand, and
interesting.
he could have the Jade Emperor's throne for himself.
Having no impulse control,
Okay.
the monkey agreed, and in an instant somersaulted to the very edge of heaven.
But he had already lost.
Hold on.
Because Buddha
Got
achieved
ad.
nirvana,
And we're back.
he transcended the world, literally holding all of existence.
Whoa.
So even at the edge of the universe, Wukong technically never left his hand.
For his
I
rebellion,
see
Sun
now.
was put in timeout, sealed under a mountain for 500 years.
But even
Okay, that was
Sun
kinda
Wukong
cool.
would find a chance at redemption. In his case, he was tasked with escorting and protecting a monk, Tan Sung
yeah.
Zong, or Tripitaka, on a journey to the west.
With
Boom.
additional companions, Pigsy and Sandy, the trip was a tough one, and Monkey abandoned it more than once. But through it
yeah,
all,
and
he
always
always
came
returned
back.
to shine as the group's powerhouse, saving Tripitaka's life many, many times. Seriously, this
you
guy
go.
could not stay out of trouble. It's like Wiz at a blind date.
Wukong has cracked apart
With no
mountains,
blind-
slayed hundreds of monsters, and survived the yellow wind demon storm that could destroy the universe. As
Damn.
in heaven, earth, the 18 layers of hell, and more.
That's cool and all, Wiz,
Whoa,
but let's
okay,
answer
that's
the real
interesting.
question. Can he beat Goku?
Maybe.
Technically, he
During
was the
his journey,
inspiration of
Wukong
Goku.
performed possibly his most legendary feat, holding up Mount Sumeru, which in traditional Mahayana Buddhism is a mountain supporting the infinite cosmic sky.
And Sun just
Oh,
hauled it around
right.
on one shoulder. Just one. Because on his other shoulder was a whole other mountain.
After
That's
14 years of
actually
travel,
kind of cool.
the journey was
Wow.
complete, and Wukong had finally accomplished a truly great deed. For this, he was given his long-awaited place among the heavens.
As the victorious fighting Buddha. Now that's gotta be an anime.
After so much time as a rebel,
And
an
surprisingly, it's
outcast,
not.
and a truly unstoppable warrior, Sun Wukong had, at last, found his home.
Now, who would win?
This
Damn, this
episode
one
is
is actually-
sponsored by Babbel.
For most of us, learning a second language was
Time to get to the fight and see just who will win. The mighty Hercules, god of strength, or the Monkey King Sun Wukong, inspiration of Son Goku. Let's just hop into this death battle and check it out.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Alright,
It's time for a death battle!
this is actually going to be really interesting because I am completely curious who will win. Ooh,
Our tale begins atop a great mountain where the mighty Hercules sought a gift from the gods.
ooh.
Oh
This is
there!
interesting.
I'm in need of that apple. Relinquish it.
Sorry, I'm supposed to find my master some vegetarian food.
You'll find it elsewhere.
But Heracles was not so easily
Wait.
fooled.
Ha. Oh, that's a good hiding
Monkey
spot.
King's strike rang true, but he'd not so easily overwhelm the god of strength.
Neat. This is almost like some kind of actual cartoon, especially with the narration.
I am Hercules!
Nice. And just expand the scroll. Nice. Uh-oh. Those are the Hydra arrows. Oh, and those the cloning technique. Oh. Ooh.
Die, demon!
Ooh.
Agony! Agony!
Not really a demon, also a god as well. A beastly god, but a
The
god
Monkey King
nonetheless.
fell into a strange forest, in awe at such a wondrous fight. But should he mistake his fear, he might lose his head.
Oh!
Woo! I haven't had such fun since I fought all of heaven. Change!
Oh, that's
Behold me,
right.
The immortal Monkey King!
Oh, that's right. He can heal.
Multiple heads. Of course.
Oh, multiple heads. Of course. He's sick of multiple heads. The Hydra. Oh, there it is.
You've had your fun, beast, but I've had enough!
This is really... I can't stop saying this is not... This is good.
In heavens above, the gods witnessed their earthbound selves, and so joined in battle. The god of strength mustered
this
the
is
heart
cool.
of Olympus, while the great sage harnessed power equal to heaven. Thus,
Oh.
the Monkey King emerged victorious!
Look at that.
Wow, would you look at that? I struck him so hard he was reduced to nothingness.
Nice.
With a formidable foe slain, stricken against
Okay,
the mountain's
that was
breast,
really cool.
so ends our great tale of
I
East
was
and West.
not expecting Sun Wukong to win. And I was expecting Hercules to pull out, but no. This,
Talk about a Herculean matchup!
Heracles was
King for
among
the
the
win.
greatest heroes in myth, but the great sage equal to heaven held many more advantages.
You'd think Sun might not measure up to the god of strength, strength, but he totally could. Remember, he carried Sumeru on his back, the
Two
mountain
mountains.
holding up the infinite celestial sky, like how Heracles held up the infinite celestial sphere.
As befitting heroes of myth, they were on par in that they were both incomprehensibly strong. However, Wukong's
They
healing
were
abilities
truly
meant he could
beings
bounce
of
back from
infinite
Heracles'
power.
deadliest blows, whereas Heracles did not have a similar option.
But Heracles
Nah.
did have one way of putting the Monkey King
was
down.
killed by a
His
poison
arrows
shot.
dipped in Hydra poison.
The Hydra poison threatened even the gods of Olympus, similar to the Scorpion sting. Whether or not it would be
True.
fatal is
True.
questionable, but it could have incapacitated Wukong, similar to how it affected Heracles
could
himself.
have taken
But
him
that is
down, but
one
not
very
ended him.
specific win condition, and we're looking at this with every possible option in mind.
With his variety of clones, transformations, and numerous other spells, Wukong's arsenal was far more versatile.
Like, there was nothing stopping
Really
him from
couldn't
making
be stopped.
thousands of clones of himself and just sitting back while they beat up Herc for him. Unsportsmanlike? Sure. In character?
Yeah, but whatever.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Even then, those arrows would have to actually strike Wukong, which would be extremely
And they did
difficult.
not.
Yes, in some depictions, Heracles could potentially shoot the son of Helios, his arrows flying 90 times the speed of light. However, in his contest with the Buddha, Wukong leapt to the edge of the universe in a single second. To do so, he
Yep.
had to be moving over 1.4 quintillion
Quintillion.
times faster than
Damn.
light.
Making him way faster than Herc could ever hope to be.
So much
Heracles held
faster.
might of mythic proportions, but barring a lucky shot, Sun Wukong's versatile magic, similar strength, and absolutely absurd speed overcame
Was
this
just
foe,
gonna
fitting for
always
heaven's
win.
equal.
When fighting Sun Wukong, Heracles mithed his chance.
The winner is the Monkey King, Sun Wukong.
Just gonna say this right now, Boomstick. Not your best pun. Could have been better. Oh, myth? Come on. You could have said the Looks like Hercules couldn't handle this monkey's business. Yeah, that one was actually better. Why didn't you go with something like that? Monkey's business? Come on. You know what?
Thanks
you guys
for watching.
have scripts.
Stay tuned to see who comes next. And if you can't wait, consider clicking that join button below to become a Death Battle member. You'll get exclusive badges, emotes, live chats, live streams, and way more.
Next time on Death Battle. Oh, Boba Fett versus the Predator? Oh, hell yeah! A hunter versus a hunter. Now this is gonna be possibly one of the best death battles we're ever gonna see. But we'll have to wait until next time to see it. So, I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creators and all they do. And I'll see all of you folks next time. Have a good one!